Alexander III, the giant who ruled Russia with iron and peace. Did you know one of Russia's strongest rulers never expected to be king? Meet Alexander III of Russia, the giant of the Romanov dynasty, a man of immense strength, a ruler of unbreakable will, and yet a peacemaker in one of Europe's most dangerous eras. This is the story of Alexander III of Russia, the giant who reshaped an empire. Alexander was never supposed to be Tsar. Born in 1845, he was the second son of Alexander II of Russia, a ruler known for major reforms including the emancipation of the serfs. The future of Russia rested on his older brother, Nicholas Alexandrovich, brilliant, charming, and carefully trained to rule. Alexander? He was quiet, shy, and more interested in physical strength than politics. But fate had other plans. In 1865, Nicholas suddenly fell ill and died. And just like that, everything changed. Nicholas had been engaged to Princess Dagmar of Denmark. After his death, something unexpected happened. Alexander stepped into his brother's place, not just as heir, but as fiancé. Dagmar would later become Empress Maria Feodorovna, and their marriage became one of the strongest royal unions in Europe. But Alexander was not prepared for power. He lacked political training, and the weight of the empire now rested on his shoulders. Then came the moment that would define his reign. In 1881, his father, Alexander II of Russia, was assassinated by revolutionaries in a brutal bombing. Alexander witnessed the aftermath, and in that instant his beliefs hardened. At just 36 years old, he became Tsar of Russia. Unlike his father, Alexander rejected reform. He believed that only absolute autocracy could protect Russia from chaos. Alexander III ruled with strength and fear. He cracked down on revolutionaries, strengthened the secret police, and reversed many of his father's liberal reforms. To many, he was a defender of stability. To others, a symbol of oppression. But one thing was undeniable. He brought order to a nation on the brink of unrest. Despite his harsh rule at home, Alexander III made a surprising choice in foreign policy. He avoided war. At a time when Europe was filled with tension and rivalries, Alexander kept Russia at peace throughout his entire reign. This earned him a powerful title, the Peacemaker. Alexander III died in 1894 at just 49 years old. He left behind a stronger, more stable Russia, but also a rigid system that resisted change. His son, Nicholas II of Russia, would inherit that system and ultimately face its collapse.